done in the studios of ESPN on several occasions this season. So here we go. Joshua Patton will jump center for the Hornets, wearing number 30. The Hornets are in black uniforms with green numbers and gold trim. The Vikings aren't in road whites. They're in road gray with green numbers and gold trim. For the Vikings, Nuhu will jump center against Patton. And the ball thrown up and controlled by the Vikings. Vikings have the first possession. They're going from right to left as I view it. The opposite for those of you watching on Big Sky TV / Pluto TV, as those cameras are reversed. So the Vikings' first possession of the game. Remember, they score a heck of a lot of points per contest, averaging over 70 during the whole season, averaging close to 90 in their last few ball games. And let's see how the Hornet defense goes against them. Face-up jump shot is up and good. So Nuhu gets the first bucket of the game. And the Vikings on top 2-0 to start the contest here at the Nest as the crowd files in. Wachiku being pressured in the backcourt. This pressure Viking defense gets it across to Esposito. Turns back, gives it back outside for Davis. Davis moves it on the left to Isaiah Modiahoholiafu, who bounces it in on the block, gets it into the big man Patton, whose shot is blocked, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Viking ball. So the Vikings able to get the ball back from the Hornets without the Hornets getting a shot off, and the Vikings will come up the floor with their 2-0 lead. Bringing it up for the Vikings, that's Holland Woods. Having a great season statistically with 113 assists, also 35 steals on the year. Dribble penetration down the baseline, under the basket, dish off pass, and a block by Patton all the way out here, retrieved by Golden. Fantastic block by Patton. Gets his first of the game, his 40th of the season. So Joshua Patton, shot blocker supreme, but a three-ball launched in, and Woods turns back at the Hornet bench and taunts him after he knocks down the three from in front of the Sacramento State bench. So 5-0, Vikings off to a quick start here in the Nest. The Hornets lost their last two ball games on the road last week. They have not lost 3 in a row all season. They are 10-6 overall on the year. Now here's a drive inside by Wachiku, and an offensive foul called against Sacramento State gives the ball right back to the Vikings. So a hot start for the Vikings here at the Nest. Ball will be entered in the backcourt for the Vikings by Alonzo Walker from Toronto. 9 of the 14 players on the overall roster for the Vikings are transfers from either JC or other universities. Hornets have more of a high school up roster. Vikings on offense, far side of the floor. Golden. Now it's Golder. Golder bounces it up, and it's stolen by Isaiah. Isaiah fronted the pass, and now Modiahoholiafa delivers it up the floor to Davis into the front court for Sacramento State. He's cut off by the defense and waits for the offense to set up. Brandon Davis gets it to Isaiah for his first 3 of the game from the left side. Skids off the rim, no good, and goes out of bounds along the Viking bench. Ball goes back to the Vikings. We're 2.5 minutes into the ball game. Vikings leading 5-0. Hornets not on the board yet. And so now here come Portland State Vikings. In the front court, Woods with the ball. Woods gets it to the top of the key. Nuhu, alley-oop off the glass, ricochets and comes out to Davis. So the Hornets get it back. Little off target there, and now Wachiku with it, gets it in to Esposito. Esposito to Davis, touch pass over to Patton. Patton face up, rainbow good. Joshua Patton gets the first bucket of our contest for Sacramento State. 3 minutes into the game, 17 minutes to go first half. Vikings lead 5-2. Drive to the elbow. Over to the left side, drive by Woods. Woods cut off by Davis. Woods comes back outside the arc. Crossover dribble. Oh, and Davis steals it. Davis picks him clean, brings it up the floor, coast to coast to the bucket. His layup is too strong. The tip is too strong. And now the ball comes out. Hornet bench screaming for a foul, but they didn't get a call. And now it's going to be a timeout. No, it's just going to be a substitution, ball out of bounds. Jumped the gun there. Hamrick comes into the ball game. He's 6'4", 190, a senior wearing number 14. And also for the Vikings, Goolsby will check in. Rashad Goolsby, a senior from Phoenix, wearing number 3. 16:41 to go first half. Sacramento State will enter the ball into Esposito. Now Davis. Davis on the left to Wachiku. Wachiku cut off. Good defense so far by the Vikings. They're known more for their offense and their rebounding, and they do steal the ball a decent amount, but they give up a lot of points. So far they've held the Hornets to 2. Now Esposito with it, takes it toward the paint, puts up a shot off the rim and glass, no good. Rebound battled for, Wachiku deflects it, and it's going to be Viking ball, and back coming the other way. One foul so far for the Hornets, none for the Vikings. Sacramento State 1 for 5 shooting to begin the ball game. Vikings are 2 of 3, including a three-pointer. Hamrick near side has the basketball against Wachiku. Hamrick puts it on the floor, takes it to the paint, goes up with a shot, and it's no good. And the Hornets are going to get called for a foul. It'll be O.C. Wachiku with the foul for Sacramento. Getting ready to check in for the Hornets, it'll be Bryce Fowler, who plays the most minutes of any non-starter for Sacramento State. Bryce averaging 8.5 points a game, 5 rebounds per game for the junior. Entry pass in, Nuhu. Now Woods against Davis, gets the high screen, floats it back over to Nuhu. Nuhu gives it up. Hamrick takes it to the baseline. Hamrick under the basket. It's deflected by the Hornets into the hands of Nuhu. Nuhu goes up, Patton gets a piece, and somebody got a foul. So the Hornets are going to get called for their 3rd foul, to no fouls for the Vikings. And that one is going to go against Ethan Esposito. We've reached our first media timeout. Vikings 5, Hornets 2. We'll be back in a minute on ESPN 1320. His left ankle taped out there. And Isaiah's been a little bit gimpy as well. So hopefully that won't be a factor in this game. As the Vikings go to the free throw line for the first time. Vikings 2 of 3 from the field. And their first free throw attempt of the game is a line drive. Good by Nuhu. He's a 62% free throw shooter on the year. Averaging 9 points a game. He's from Kansas. Goes into his crouch and fires up the second, and it's good. So 2 free throws for the Vikings, and they've matched their biggest lead of the game up by 5. Hornets get it in for Fowler. Full court pressure by the Vikings a little bit, not overly aggressive. Fowler's able to get it across for the Hornets. Now Fowler has the ball stolen by the pressure, though, after he gets across, and now the Vikings take it back. In the corner with it, Woods turns it over. He got tied up and he double dribbled it, so the Hornets will get it back, and Isaiah will enter it for Sacramento State. So we're still settling into this ball game. We haven't really developed the character of it. Vikings want it to be high scoring. Hornets want it to be low scoring. And let's see what the Hornets can do with Patton in this ball game, because he's been one of their great offensive weapons. And some games he's been big, and they get it into Patton. Patton back outside, 3 ball by Isaiah, and his shot is no good. Fowler gets the rebound. Fowler throws it back out there. The Hornets on the road were awful from 3-point range. Here's a shot no good by Brandon Davis driving to the basket. Rebound pulled down by Nuhu. And I think the Hornets are going to get called for another foul. That'll be 4 fouls on the Hornets, and the Vikings have not committed one yet. So the Hornets not a great shooting team anyway, but on the road they just had their troubles from 3-point range. They're just 32% for the year from beyond the arc, averaging just 4.5 a game. Vikings are averaging 6.5. So they're not electrifying from 3 either. But they get a lot of buckets off those offensive rebounds. Greeley in the game, wearing number 5, Kyle Greeley. He's a freshman for the Vikings. Nuhu has it now to Greeley. Now circling around, Hamrick. Hamrick spins all the way into the paint to the bucket and scores it. He worked his way through 3 Hornets to get that basket on some pirouetting into the paint. And now it's a 7-point lead for the Vikings, and pressure in the backcourt by the Vikings. Hornets are going to have to beat this press. The problem with the Hornets when they work against the press is when they get it in the front court, they don't really exploit it and go for the easy bucket when they have numbers, because they like to play half-court offense. So they're not a team they're a team that might be worth pressing a little bit. And now Fowler with it, gets it outside. Wachiku, Brandon Davis now with the ball over in the right corner. I was obstructed, now gets it underneath. Here's Patton. Patton puts it in. He could have dunked it, but it kind of rolled on his fingertips, and he laid it up and in for Sacramento State. So Joshua Patton with the in-deep field goal for Sacramento State. Vikings front court, it's Greeley outside the arc, near side angle pass Goolsby. Goolsby to Nuhu. Nuhu against Patton. Nuhu backs in on Patton, tries to take it past. Patton takes it to the bucket, misses the shot. Is Patton called for the foul? Yes, he is. So that's 5 fouls on the Hornets and none on the Vikings. 13:45 to go here in the first half. 9-4. Portland State with the lead. The Vikings have to make that tough trip from here after this game. They go to Northern Arizona to play up in Flagstaff. So they'll probably fly out tomorrow morning into Phoenix and then make the trek up to Flagstaff. For the Hornets don't play until next Monday. That's a weird time. And the Hornets also at Northern Arizona. So both teams are playing the same team next. First free throw is good, no good by Nuhu. So Nuhu, who made his 2 foul attempts on his first trip, misses that one. Patton checks out of the ball game for Sacramento State. Second foul shot, good. 1 of 2 for Nuhu. Now it's 10-4, 6-point advantage for the Vikings. Hornets now 2 of 8 shooting, 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. Again, the big number is, the scoreboard doesn't say it, but 5 fouls. Yeah, now it does. 5 fouls for Sacramento State. 13.5 minutes to go first half. Isaiah has the basketball for the Hornets. To Fowler, back to Isaiah. Isaiah gets it to the elbow, into Esposito, who takes it strong to the rack, and it'll be a shooting foul against the Vikings. That'll put Esposito at the line. Alonzo Walker commits the foul. So we thank our friends at Mountain Dew and Pepsi and Aquafina for being a sponsor of Sacramento State basketball. And now Ethan Esposito goes to the free throw line for the Hornets, trying to get on the board for the first time, and he misses the first foul attempt. Esposito, a 67% free throw shooter on the year. Ready for his second, and that one's perfect. 1 of 2 for Esposito. 10-5, Vikings with a 5-point advantage. Hamrick near side, passes up top. Whitaker, Chris Whitaker, did not start the ball game. Number 30, he's in there now. Ball fumbled along the ground. It was turned over by Greeley. Hornets end up with the ball. Esposito up to Isaiah. Modiahoho Liafa sets the offense up for Sacramento State. Over on the right to Fowler. Fowler open from 3, doesn't take it, and then he travels. He paused and he thought about it. He who hesitates travels. So he turns it back over. As the Vikings will get the ball back. So Portland State, 3 of 4 shooting. They have half as many shots as the Hornets, but they've made 1 more field goal so far in the game. They also have 3 made free throws to 1 for Sacramento. Whitaker up into the front court with the ball. Goolsby over to the right. Greeley. Whitaker. Whitaker back to a penetrating Hamrick to the basket. Dishes off now. Ball goes up. It's deflected away and retrieved over in the corner by Walker. Walker takes it back toward the paint. Walker nearly turns it over. The Hornets able to dive on it. And recovering it for the Hornets was James Bridges, who's able to get the ball for Sacramento State. So James Bridges from Las Vegas, Nevada, had just come in for Sacramento State. He's been scoring better as of late, getting more playing time. He's 13 of 31 from three-point range, James Bridges. That's 42%. So he's in for Sacramento. And now Davis brings it in the front court as the Hornets try and cut into a 5-point Viking lead. So far the scoring amount has been good for the Hornets. It's been a low-scoring game. That's what the Hornets want, but they still trail by 5. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Fowler with the ball. Fowler tries to work around a Chibizi Jacobs screen. Now takes a fadeaway shot off the corner of the glass. Offensive rebound and put back by Chibizi's no good. Offensive rebound by Esposito. He goes up and gets it to Bridges, who scores it. So James Bridges ends up getting the basket. The Hornets had 4 attempts on that trip before they got the hoop to go. Now a missed shot racing the other way by Whitaker. And we've reached another media timeout. 10-7 is our score. The Vikings on top. We'll be back in a minute on ESPN 1320. And then on the third against Idaho. Those are upcoming games for Sacramento State at the Nest. Be out here to support the Hornets. But right now, if you're not here. The Hornets are trailing 10-7. Vikings have the ball, 11:40 to go here in our first half. Woods with the basketball, gives it off for a high arcing three ball that misses short off the front of the rim. And the offensive rebound, though, for the Vikings. Push back out to the three-point arc. Now re-entered down on the block with the basketball underneath is Walker. His shot is up off the glass and good. So Alonzo Walker gets the bucket to go. And the Vikings up 12-7. Fowler looking to get the ball in. The Vikings with this full court pressure. In the backcourt, it's Burke pressuring, number 15, against Davis. Davis has it across for the Hornets. Just over 11 minutes to go in our first half. Davis moves it over to the left side. Now bounce pass by Bridges. No, Bridges takes it to the rack. No good. Bounce twice off the rim and comes out of there. Burke gets the rebound, and now the Vikings in transition coming back the other way. Woods searching around over to the left side. Open man, drop it in on the block. Nuhu with the ball. Nuhu dumps it off, and a traveling call against the Vikings. So Hammer turns it back over to the Hornets, and Isaiah comes into the ball game replacing Brandon Davis. Hornets getting in, trying to get past a two-man press by the Vikings. Isaiah jump pass into the front court to Chibizi Jacobs. Back to Isaiah. Esposito outside the arc on the left side, puts it on the floor, takes it to the paint, now has to give it back out for Isaiah. His pass to Fowler on the right wing, takes it to the top, now works his way toward the paint, puts up a shot off left, no good. Rebound Golder. Golder leads it up the floor to Woods. Woods stops at the three-point arc. Hornets back on defense. Woods sets up on the S logo against Bridges. Crossover dribble, pull-up 17-footer with nice spin on it. That was a beautiful shot by Holland Woods. The fadeaway jumper from 17 feet is good. 14-7, 7-point lead for the Vikings. Fowler for Sacramento State. Puts it to the elbow. As I get elbowed in the head by a fan going by, and going to the basket, there's a foul. In case you heard my voice change, as far as, I don't think I changed inflection, but the microphone got knocked away. Cozy confines of the nest. So now Chibizi Jacobs goes to the line. The show must go on. Chibizi will try and bring the Hornets a little closer as they trail 14-7. Jacobs' first free throw is up and good. Jacobs, a 67% free throw shooter. The senior from Canyon Country, California. Jacobs ready for his second, and that one is good as well. Jacobs will check out of the ball game. 14-9. .9:30 to go first half. Woods against Bridges. Woods goes that fadeaway jumper. This one's a three. This one's no good, though. Tried that same fadeaway technique. Didn't get that one to go. Isaiah with the ball for Sacramento State into the front court. Stop and go with the dribble. Takes it all the way inside. Kicks it out to the three-point arc. Esposito doesn't want to shoot that. Knocks over the defender. Now gives it to Isaiah, who misses the three long. And the ball goes out of bounds. And looks like we're going to have a foul call. That'll go against the Vikings. And it'll go against Alonzo Walker, number 22. His second personal foul, third team foul for the Vikings. Checking back in will be Rashad Goolsby. He will replace Walker. Hey, the students are starting to file in here. They're showing up. They're a little tardy for the party, but they're coming in. Here's a shot over to the near side. Esposito with a three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Vikings. Here it comes. Woods into the front court against Bridges. Woods weaving around now, takes off toward the bucket and throws up the runner when he felt contact. He wasn't going to shoot it, but he felt a bump, so he chucked the ball up in the air. And Ruben Ramos calls the Hornets for the foul. And that'll be the seventh team foul on the Hornets, so that'll send the Vikings to the free throw line. Foul was called against Bridges. So it was a shooting foul, so it'll be two shots. for the Vikings, who lead by 5. Their biggest lead has been 7 a couple of times. Holland Woods is an 81% free throw shooter, and he's able to knock it down. Don't forget the crab feed is coming up February 8th. You can check it out at hornetsports.com. Second shot, good. That's the big crab feed. Very popular event on February 8th. That's a Saturday. 16-9 the score now. 7-point lead for the Vikings, matching their biggest lead of the game here in the first half. Fowler across the midcourt line, jump pass. Oop, nearly taken by Isaiah, but it was bumped into by Woods. Woods goes down. Woods committed the foul. So that'll be the 4th team foul on the Vikings. And Barrett doesn't like it. Barrett Perry debating with the officials. He has the full suit coat on despite his motion out there. Now he's doing the Swiffer workout on the court. But it's warm in here. Or maybe it's just me. Could be me, who knows. 16-9 our score, 8:40 to go first half. Entry pass will come in for the Hornets. Isaiah Modiaho-Liafa with the ball. Patton on the low post for the Hornets. Esposito to the right of the paint for Sacramento State if they want to take it to the post. Fowler trying to get open. They get it to Patton. Patton a little too far out for his liking. Nuhu matched up against him. Gets it to Chibizi. Chibizi's going to have to shoot. Chibizi takes it to the rack, puts it up, and scores it. Under pressure, Chibizi Jacobs comes through with the basket for Sacramento. 16-11. Now bounce passes off the knee of Patton. It's going to be called kicked ball. It'll still be Viking basketball. So the Hornets will go to the Rose City for the last game of the regular season. That's on March 7th. Team will be staying at the Midtown Marriott there. Maybe heading to Powell's Books. Over on the right, Nuhu. Nuhu back outside the arc to Woods. Woods hands it off to Golder. Golder stops with the ball. Now back to Woods. Woods crossover dribble, stops, fires a long 2. No good short. Rebound by Patton. Sacramento State has the ball, trailing by 5. 7:45 to go in the first half. Chibizi Jacobs gets it across for Sacramento. On the right wing with the ball. Patton on the post right. Esposito post left. Fowler running around trying to get open. Here's Chibizi on the elbow. Chibizi takes it again to the rack and around and out. Wow, how'd that come out? Offensive rebound by Chibizi. Goes back up, gets his shot blocked, loses it out of bounds. It'll still be Hornet ball. What a fight by Chibizi under there. He didn't have the height of the defenders, but he fought hard for that. 7:24 to go in the first half. Vikings 16, Hornets 11. We're back in a minute on ESPN 1320. By Pepsi and others, also by Clover Sonoma, Golden One Credit Union, Rayleigh's. Inside it's Fowler with the ball, gets it out. Isaiah Modiaho-Liafa along the baseline, jump pass to Patton. Patton with 6 on the clock takes it in. The defender falls down, and Patton gets called for the offensive foul, which makes Coach Katz livid. Not happy because that's 3 fouls on Patton. That is awful for the Hornets. You need Patton. He's the most valuable Hornet, not only because statistically he is, but because he's their post guy. He's their guy that makes the blocks defensively, and he also has the highest scoring average offensively. Now he's going to have to sit for a while with 3 fouls because you only get 5 in college. So now the Vikings have it. 8 fouls on the Hornets, 4 fouls on the Vikings. Vikings with the ball. Greeley passes to the right to Golder. Now to the corner, Nuhu. Nuhu tries to drive past Chibizi, and Chibizi gets called for the foul. Coach Katz not happy with this veteran crew right now. And that'll be more free throws for the Vikings. Hornets 9 fouls now, and the Vikings from the free throw line are 5 of 6. Nuhu's 3 of 4, and Woods is 2 of 2. And now it's Nuhu back at the line. Free throw good, number 1. 17-11. If you joined us late, The Vikings scored the first 5 points of the game, and the lead has basically been either 5 or 7 most of the game. It was 5-0, got up to 7. It's gone back and forth. Nuhu's second, no good, back rim, rebound, Chibizi Jacobs. So now a 6-point lead, so we've split the difference. Davis to Jacobs, Jacobs into the front court for Sacramento State. Jacobs fakes the pass to Isaiah, now lobs the pass to O.C. Wachiku. Wachiku with a fadeaway jumper, it's short, no good. Rebound yanked down by Nuhu. Portland State has the ball back. Vikings bring it up. Hornets have out-rebounded the Vikings by 1. 3-ball from the corner, no good. Rebound by Esposito for Sacramento State. So the Vikings missed a long shot. The Hornets get the rebound. So the Hornets are doing a good job there with that rebounding advantage. But, or actually, yep, the Hornets do have a 1-rebound advantage. And a whistle underneath. Esposito with the ball gets fouled by Golder. 5th team foul on the Vikings. But this one will send Esposito to the line. He'll shoot 2. Esposito in the game has 1 point on 1 of 2 from the line. Has 2 rebounds in our game. And his first foul shot is good. Vikings bring Hamrick back in, replacing Golder. Esposito fires his second, in and out, no good. Nuhu with the rebound, Vikings with the ball. Hornets trailing 17-12. 6:08 to go in the first half of our game. Ball swinging around the outside. Here's Woods with it. Woods takes it to the elbow, kicks it back over to the right side. Now driving with the ball is Greeley. Greeley cut off. Greeley searching, gets it outside the arc. Shot on the way from 3-point range. No good. Back heel and a battle for the rebound. I think it's going to be over the back on Greeley. Yes, it is. So now the Hornets will get the ball back here. That's 6 team fouls against the Vikings. 5-point game. The Hornets would like to cut it to 3 here. Hornets throw it all the way across the court to Esposito to get it across the timeline, and on the big S logo now, Isaiah Modiahoholiafa working against Goolsby. Isaiah searches, and his pass is deflected, goes out of bounds. It'll still be Hornet ball as Whitaker comes back in for the Vikings, replacing Greeley. Hornets have Wachiku, Esposito, Chibizi Jacobs, Isaiah, and Brandon Davis on the floor. Entry pass into Davis. Davis crossover dribble to the paint, gets bumped a little bit, keeps his dribble and backs up. Now searches around, throws it back outside the arc. Dribble penetration all the way inside by Chibizi. Shot no good, off the rim. Offensive rebound by Wachiku, and a foul. So now the Hornets will have another shot at it with 20 on the clock and 5:21 to go in the half. They keep this possession going. Davis looking to enter it, lobs it in to Isaiah Modiahoholiafa. Hornets are just 4 of 21 shooting, and now we have a whistle. I think it was a kick ball. I was obstructed by 12th year head coach Brian Katz, so I couldn't see it. No, it's a foul, and it's going to go against Woods, and that'll put the Hornets at the free throw line. So Sacramento State 4 of 21 shooting, 0 of 3 from beyond the arc, but yet they are only down by 5. So Esposito goes to the line again. This will be his 5th free throw of the game, and he knocks it down. Ethan now 3 of 5 from the line. Chibizi Jacobs made his 2 free throws. The only other one to get to the line for the Hornets in the game. Esposito's second is good. And now the Hornets are within 3. So they've been trailing the entire game, and they fought back to within 3. Let's see how they go defensively. Isaiah deflects the ball. Wachiku gets it back to Isaiah. Hornets have numbers if they want him, but Chibizi loses the handle, retrieves it in the corner with great athleticism. Back out for Isaiah. Isaiah scampers to the hoop, and his shot is blocked, but he got fouled. Well, the block happened first by Goolsby, but then the body creamed Isaiah into the stanchion. And so the Hornets go back to the free throw line with 4:58 to go in the half. And that makes Nate Smith, assistant coach, happy for the first time. So he adjusts the tie here along the bench. So here the Hornets go, fighting back. Trey Wood will come into the ball game. I've talked a lot about Holland Woods with an S. Trey Wood is number 12. Holland Wood is number 11. Woods. Trey Wood is a freshman from Arizona. He's 6'9", and he has checked into the game. Isaiah's second free throw good, so he makes 1 of 2, and it is 17-15. So this is as close as the Hornets have been since it was 0-0. And now, or 2-0. But then the Vikings had a 3 to make it 5-0. Vikings pass it around the perimeter. Now try to drive toward the hoop. There's that fadeaway again, the patented fadeaway, but no good by Holland Woods. Rebound battle for the Hornets, come out with the rebound. So Woods, 2 of 5 shooting for the ball game. Hornets need to get it across quickly here, and just in time, Brandon Davis. Now he takes off toward the bucket. Inside, gets in trouble, gives it back outside for Jacobs. Jacobs takes off toward the hoop, puts it off the glass, and good. Chibizi gets that extra little spin on the ball when he does his layup, so it kicks off the glass with a little extra pool English on it. And Chibizi has knocked down 3 shots in this ball game, or actually 2 field goals and 2 free throws. 17-17, we are tied. So the Hornets have fought back from several 7-point deficits, and now they force a Viking turnover along the baseline. So momentum Hornets, as Sacramento State has tied up the game. They've brought the crowd in it, and we've got a media timeout with 3:55 to go here in the first half. And injured, before we go to the break, injured was Woods, and he's being taken back to the bench by the official holding on to him. So we'll see what that's all about when we come back after these messages on ESPN 13. But the Hornets have forced 9 Viking turnovers to only 3 for Sacramento State in this ballgame, and the Hornets have fought back from 7 down to tie the ballgame. Sacramento State gets it into the front court. Esposito to Chibizi, Jacobs, and now to Fowler. So the nest filling up now as the students have made their way in. Brandon Davis out to Chibizi, outside the arc, 3 ball on the way from Fowler. It's good! And Sacramento State on the Bryce Fowler 3 has their first lead of the game, and the bench erupts for Sacramento. This home nest, the Hornets are 7-0 at home and didn't get off to a good start tonight. Let's see how this momentum goes as we move on. Shot no good by the Vikings. They've missed again. That was Whitaker. And the Vikings have missed their last 6 shots, and they haven't scored for 3.5 minutes. Hornets with the ball. They take it to the rack. Shot no good. Chibizi goes after it, tries to get it, and it's lost. And I think it was out on the Vikings, number 30. And it was off Whitaker, and it'll be Hornet ball underneath the basket. The Hornets are on an 11-1 run and a 9-0 run. The 11-1 run is over the last 5 minutes. Hornets get it into Fowler with 3 minutes to go in the half. Bryce Fowler off the dribble, takes it toward the paint, to the bucket, puts it up and scores it. He's fouled, and the bucket will count. Chance for a 3-point play, and everyone on the Hornet bench is up after that by Bryce Fowler. So Fowler providing a nice little explosion here off the bench for Sacramento. And he'll go to the free throw line to try and add a point. Isaiah comes in for Chibizi, and Greeley comes back in, replacing Wood for the Vikings. So some momentum for the Hornets. Now a 14-1 run for Sacramento State to make it 23-17, and the Hornets now have a 6-point lead. The Vikings had a 7-point lead several times. Hornets now with their biggest margin. Vikings with the ball, they get it in deep to the box, down to Nuhu. Nuhu's cut off, though, very well by Wachiku. Vikings are forced back outside the paint to Woods. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Woods gives it off to the 3-point arc out there. Whitaker off the dribble. He's in trouble. He dishes off, gets it into the hands of Hamrick, and his shot is after the buzzer. So Hamrick's shot after the buzzer does not count, and it didn't go anyway, and gives it back to the Hornets with a chance to increase the lead. So the Vikings' drought is now 4.5 minutes. Wachiku with the ball for Sacramento State. Wachiku guarded by Woods. Back to Davis. Bounce pass, Esposito. Esposito backs his way in, puts it off the glass, no good, too strong. Rebound Vikings. Hamrick up the floor. Hamrick wants to go coast to coast. He gets fouled, and his bucket is good. And the basket will count as he was fouled by Brandon Davis. So it'll be one shot. The basket will count. Burke comes back in. 23-19. So that ended that long drought for the Vikings. The Hornets had a 14-1 run. Vikings have made one of their last 7 field goal attempts. That one was the one. Now 9 fouls on the Vikings, 10 fouls on the Hornets. So this is an automatic. Well, this is just one because the shot was good. Chibizi Jacobs gets the rebound. The Hornets commit any fouls, though it's an automatic 2 shots the rest of the first half for the Vikings. Jacobs for the Hornets with 2 minutes to go in the half. Takes off toward the bucket again. Dishes off, gets it to Esposito, lays it up and in. Chibizi is breaking down the defense, whether he's scoring or passing, doing an awfully good job, and the Hornets lead 25-19. 1:42 to go in our first half of play. Hamrick has it on the left wing, looks for a screen, cut off by Esposito. Hamrick, as it nearly picked clean by Modia Hoholiafa, who gives the ooh, but it ended up going out of bounds. So now the Viking coach, Perry, calls timeout. Welcome back to the Nest. I want to remind you that men's tennis has their home opener tomorrow against Eastern Washington. That's at 1 o'clock. It's free to attend tennis matches here at Sacramento State. The women are going to have their home opener on February 1st against Eastern Washington, 2 p.m. We resume action, 1:30 to go in the half. Sacramento State leading by 6. Vikings have the basketball here. And a drive toward the hoop, and the layup is good. Dribble drive by Goolsby. Got maximum yardage out of his 2 big steps that he was able to take, which was legal, but he started from about 18 feet out with 2 giant strides to the bucket and made the layup. 25-21. 1:07 to go in the half. Bounce pass in, Esposito. Esposito in the paint, and he got fouled. Ethan getting to the line frequently here in the first half. He's 4 of 6 from the line. Esposito just 1 of 5 shooting the basketball. Hornets overall are 8 of 28. That's 29%. The Vikings shooting much better are 44% at 7 of 16. But notice the Hornets have 12 more shots. The Hornets have out-rebounded the Vikings 20-10 and have also forced turnovers to give them many more opportunities. First free throw good. Esposito with 7 points to lead the Hornets. Jacobs has 6. Fowler with 6. And keep in mind, Patton's had to sit a lot in the first half with his 3 fouls. Second free throw launched and good. 1:04 left in our first half. Hornets lead by 6, 27-21. Woods into the front court. Covered by Wachiku. Moves to the right. Moves to the three-point arc. Throws it cross-court to the three-point arc. Dribble penetration under the basket. Reverse layup on the rim and good for Hamrick on the reverse layup for the Vikings. 27-23, and Coach Katz wants to download that. It has all kinds of features to it. The Hornet Experience app. It's what people who are supporters of schools are going to now. The school's little private app that gives you all the goodies and details. I use the word goodies on my own. 36 seconds to go in the half. On the right side, it's Fowler. Gets it to Esposito. Esposito along the baseline. Double team there. Cut off. Gets it back out. Isaiah. Isaiah drives with the ball. Dishes off. No-look passes. Fronted and stolen. And taken away by the Vikings. So the Vikings look like they can hold for the final shot of the half, trailing by 4. Walking into the front court, Holland Woods. Team getting set up for the Vikings. Woods against Wachiku. Now 5 seconds to go. Woods against Wachiku. Woods against Wachiku. Woods in trouble. Dishes off the pass. Are they going to get it off on the buzzer? No, it's no good. Desperation shot. Danny Pinto for the halftime show. And good job as always. And here come the Vikings with the ball to start the second half. We're underway. Vikings will be shooting in front of their own bench, going from left to right as I view it, opposite for those of you watching on Pluto TV. In deep with the basketball, blocked by Patton. Remember, Patton's got to be careful. He's got 3 fouls. The Vikings throw it to Wachiku. They got the ball back after the block, but Wachiku steals it, gets it to Isaiah. A 3-ball by Esposito, a rare one. Ethan Esposito has decided to be a big scorer in this ball game. He's in double figures with 11 points. And Sacramento State, with that bucket, has their new biggest lead of the game, 30-23, a low-scoring game. That's what the Hornets wanted. Vikings with the ball. Burke has it. Burke against Davis. Burke works, gets it back outside the arc, and launched. Bombs air ball. I was going to say bombs away, but that Holland Woods, I had a perfect angle of it, and as he released it, I'm like, that's not even going to hit glass. He was very far wide left. It was like a old-time Buffalo Bills field goal. So 30-23, Hornets with the lead and the basketball as we start this second half of play. Let's see how it goes here at the Nest. The Vikings have been playing very well as of late. They won their last couple of games with big outputs offensively. They've won 3 of their last 4. The Hornets have lost their last 2, but the Hornets 7-0 here in the Nest this season. Here's Esposito. He's confident right now. He goes up with the hook, and he knocks it down. There's no stopping the big man from Naples, Italy. Drive toward the bucket by Portland State. Now they throw it into the paint to the hoop, and a layup is up and good. Well, the Hornets for a moment had a 32-23 lead. That was a 9-point lead for that half of possession, the biggest by either team in the game. The Vikings led by 7 several times in the first half. And now Chibizi drives, he puts it up, no good, goes for his own tip. It's back tapped. Isaiah saves it, gets it underneath. Esposito goes up with a shot, strong, and it goes in for Ethan. He's on fire. Give Chibizi credit for driving inside. Zach Vale, who is a former Hornet from 30 years ago, and bleachers have been added since the game started. Portland State just built a beautiful new arena for the Vikings, and the Hornets still in here in the Nest, where they have a winning percentage of over 70% over the last 10 years, which is fabulous, 7-0 this year. So the Nest is a great home for the Hornets, but when the Hornets need to add capacity, they do it while the game's going on. Credit to the staff for getting that done. Because before the game, I was encouraging everyone to get out here because it wasn't filling up by game time, but students show up late. That's how it goes. And now a turnover back to the Hornets, 34-25. There was a conversation going on in front of me. I couldn't see the court. Brandon Davis and Coach Katz had me completely blocked. So now the Hornets have the ball in the turnover that I didn't see, and now Chibizi gets it to Isaiah. Isaiah on the wing with the basketball, bounces it up to Esposito, who's been the man here in the second half. He has 15 points now. He has confidence. Oh, he dishes back out to Chibizi. Chibizi works it inside. He gets double teamed with the ball. He's in trouble. Jump pass back out. Oh, and a terrible one. That's a turnover back the other way to Burke. He turns the ball over for a fast break layup. Oops, that was a pick 6 from a player who's had a great game. And now it's 34-27. Now past Esposito. Now it's one-on-one. The Hornets beat the press. Ethan takes it to the paint. Goes up. He misses the shot. But he got called for an offensive foul there. He looked toward the other ref who didn't call it and said, hey, wait, I didn't know. But they say yes. The Hornets with 2 fouls now in the second half for Esposito. That's his second personal foul. And a little piece of momentum going back the other way as the Vikings scored the last bucket. And now they have the ball back. Little delay for the Giants' Swiffer. And now the Vikings with the ball. Holland Woods, number 11, takes it in the front court for the Vikings. Outside the arc, gets it to Golder. Over to the right. Turnover again. Fowler gets it on the turnover. The Hornets are the team forcing the turnovers in this ball game. And the Vikings are the team that's +3 per game, and the Hornets are just barely at plus for turnovers for the year. And so the Hornets dominating that category tonight. Here's a 3-point fadeaway on the rim. No good. Slam! Dunk! Esposito sticks his tongue out as he goes back down the floor. Oh, there was no big pasta meal for Esposito tonight. He's flying high, and he has 17 points. And now a steal for the Hornets by Wachiku to Esposito to Chibizi. Chibizi takes it to the rack. Dishes off to the left. Fowler ends up with the basketball. It was deflected, but Fowler was able to retrieve, and the Hornets want to reset things. There's a buzz in the crowd because the Hornets are attacking rather than playing slow, and the ball deflected into the crowd. Media timeout. We've got some 14 Viking turnovers. The Hornets have 10 steals. They've out-rebounded the Vikings 22-15, and the Hornets currently lead by 9. As we get the ball into Isaiah Modia Hoholiafa for Sacramento State. Over to the right side to Fowler. Drops it in for Patton. Patton Double team goes against it, turns on the fadeaway and scores it. Joshua Patton has given the Hornets the first double-digit lead for either team at 38-27. Greeley tries to drive, covered by Bridges of the Hornets, and now we have a foul on Chibizi away from the ball, and he was guarding Walker and got called for the foul. Hornets with 3 team fouls, the Vikings with 0. 4.5 minutes into our second half of play. Greeley will get it in. Greeley searching, still searching, barely gets it in time. Hamrick circles, covered by Fowler. Hamrick, crossover dribble, takes it to the paint against Patton, knocks Patton backward, no foul call. Rebound comes down, and Isaiah wants to go coast to coast. He goes coast to coast, but he misses the layup. Oh, no. Oh, Isaiah. Oh, he went coast to coast, and despite being from New Zealand, he knows all the American expletives. Obviously, in New Zealand, they speak the same language. I know that. But I'm not a great lip reader, but I read his lips, and he went through the gamut right there after he missed the layup. 38-27. He shared the same language as the guy at the corner of Fair Oaks and Howe earlier today when I was at the light. Guy with the sign went off on a personal to himself tangent. Up top, here's a dribble drive, goes toward the bucket, shot off the rim and no good, and it's saved on the out-of-bounds line, and it goes out of bounds off Portland State trying to save it, turns it back to the Hornets. We don't go into politics on this broadcast, but I will say this. At the corner of Howe and Fair Oaks today, there were 5 people with signs begging for money. 5 on the different corners, and there was almost a battle between them. I've never seen that many at one intersection at one time. Over on the left side, Fowler tries to drop it inside for Patton. Patton underneath the basket goes up, and he gets a shot block, goes back up, and this time he gets fouled and he'll go to the free throw line. I'll tell you, the Hornets are warriors. They came in a little bit, if you want to say the word lackadaisical, I don't think they did, but they came in a little off rhythm, let's call it. They had some effort, but not rhythm. Now they've got effort and rhythm, and they're playing with fight, especially Esposito. Chibizi got it kind of initiated. And now Patton, who's had to play a little bit in fear with 3 fouls early in the game. Isaiah will check out of the ball game. And keep in mind that I know that 3 Hornet players were dinged up before the game and had little injuries that we don't go into. But so they're fighting very hard through that. Hornets, after the 2 free throws from Patton, are up by 13 points. Now Hamrick gives it off to a penetrating Woods, who kicks it out to the left corner for a 3-ball. Good. So from the far corner, a 3-point basket launched in. And now it's 40-30, 10-point Hornet lead. Here comes Davis. He almost took it all the way to the hoop. Davis at the elbow and backs off with the basketball. Now bounces it. Esposito, he's been the guy. He fumbled the ball. He gets it back, goes up with a shot over the defense back heel. Back tap, but taken by the Vikings. Vikings come back the other way. Hamrick with it. Hamrick stops, waits for his teammates. Scoop pass. Now a drive and a charge. Davis got knocked over. He was set up for it. That's the kind of effort that Coach Katz, Coach Laird, Coach Walker like. Even Nate Smith. So Bridges checks out of the game for Sacramento State. Wachiku's in. They just told OC he's a guard. OC's a very versatile player, and he didn't know where he was going at first because he didn't know what position he's playing because he is versatile. He has the ball now. Now he knows where to go. Dishes it off beautifully to Patton for the layup. Well, it didn't take the Oakland native long to figure out what he was doing. He gave a beautiful no-look two-handed pass to his teammate Patton for the easy layup. And now here over to the left side. Gives it off to Hamrick. Hamrick. Greeley, and now drops it in on the block. Nuhu against Patton. Fakes Patton in the air. Now Nuhu goes past him and makes the layup. Patton was smart there, though. He got faked out, and then he made sure he didn't commit the foul in frustration by reaching out. 42-32, 10-point lead for the Hornets, 12:59 to go. And now gets it inside, Esposito, and the ball ricochets out our way. It'll still be Hornet basketball. So Esposito having the big night. Wachiku back out there. Wachiku's already a senior because he came over later. Going to miss Osi. Now Fowler gets it back, Esposito. Over to Davis. Davis near side to Fowler. Bounces it in, Esposito. Esposito on the block. Esposito, jump pass. I thought he was going to shoot that. Wachiku now takes it. Wachiku with the awkward shot, no good. The tip-in was good, but it's over the back on Esposito, who doesn't like it. So that takes 2 points off the board because he was able to tip it in, and it's the 5th team foul on the Hornets. And I thought that might be his 4th. Oh, it's his 3rd foul on the board. So Chibizi comes in for Esposito, who always has that mellow look on his face when he transitions out of the game. He was a warrior out there, and 10-point lead for Sacramento State, but now the Vikings can cut it to single digits. The Hornets led by as many as 13. Hamrick. Now Walker. Walker against Jacobs. Walker on the floor, drives hard toward the bucket, dishes off, underneath, and a foul on Fowler. Fowler got all arm there. But it prevented an easy layup because there was a good pass right under the hoop. So the Hornets have gotten foul trouble early in the first half, and now in the second half they've repeated the story. 6 team fouls on Sacramento State with 12:11 to go. We thank you for joining us tonight for Hornet basketball, and for those of you Viking fans checking out the game on Pluto TV. Had some great friends up there in the Portland area over the years. Brian Wheeler out there, the former voice of the Trailblazers. I'm sure he's checking in. And great city to travel to. First free throw was no good by Nuhu. Nuhu's second free throw is up in golden. 42-33, 12:11 to go in the game. Wachiku takes it into the front court for Sacramento State. Matched up against Golder. Wachiku runs into Davis, who was going to set a screen for him. They bumped each other. Davis gets it to Fowler. Fowler tries to get it into Patton. Gets it to Patton, who draws the immediate double team. Kicks it out. Somebody's open, but he threw a pass and interception again to Hamrick. Now the Vikings starting to get their steals that they're known for. Now drive toward the bucket. Kick out pass. Wide open three from the right corner is splashed in. Nothing but the bottom of the net for number 2. Brandon Davis gets it into Joshua Patton, but it's stolen away by the Vikings, so the Hornets get another turnover as they try and get the ball into Patton. Vikings on a run here. They've outscored the Hornets 9-2 since the Hornets took the 13-point lead. So Whitaker drops off the pass, but it's stolen by Wachiku. Wachiku races back up, leads it to Davis. Davis lays it up and in. So Brandon Davis ends the drought for Sacramento State. They hadn't scored in over 2.5 minutes. But Davis gets the bucket, and the Hornets are back up by 8. Now the Vikings try and attack quickly, get it over to the right corner, and a traveling call on the Vikings. Very fascinating. Our halftime score was 27-23 Hornets, so the Hornets had the game going their style in the first half. In the second half, the Hornets changed it up a little bit and started playing aggressive as well, trying to get those quick buckets, and it's worked out. So now Chibizi will bring it into the front court for Sacramento State, trying to build it back to a double-digit lead. Jacobs again penetrates past the defender to the bucket. His shot is no good, but he goes to the deck and he'll go to the free throw line. So Jacobs will get to the line for Sacramento State. That's the 3rd team foul on the Vikings. Hornets have 6 team fouls. Rebounding is 26-18 in favor of Sacramento State. Jacobs line drives it in. Knocks down the first free throw. Chibizi Jacobs. Probably could have played any sport. Track star. Great athlete. Another one of the fantastic recruits of the Hornets. Just a fabulous person. Chibizi Jacobs knocks down the second free throw. 46-36. The Hornets back up by 10. Right side, it's Whitaker. Whitaker stumbles, nearly has Davis steal the ball. Davis goes after it from behind. Whitaker off balance the whole way, loses it out of bounds. So back in for the Vikings will be Burke, Ian Burke from Phoenix, Arizona, 6'5" player, averaging 5 points a game. Burke passes it in. Vikings fake a long three, don't take it. Whitaker to the right wing, that's Golder. Now Whitaker bounces it on the block to Walker. Walker against Jacobs. Walker just lets the clock run out. No one warned him, and he says, my bad, but he's yelling at his teammates, and he's looking at the bench like, yeah, I'll take the blame for it, but how about a heads up there? That was just, he had no idea whatsoever. He was completely shocked. So now Davis with the ball. The Hornets by 10. Get it to Wachiku. Wachiku on the floor with it, drives inside. Oh, and it's turned over. Good front that time by Burke. Burke back to the Vikings and across the midcourt line, Whitaker. Whitaker stops, fires a line drive, rattles in and out, no good. Offensive rebound, stolen away. A quick swat taken away by Modia Hoholiafa with a stab at the ball. 9:30 to go in the game. Hornets lead by 10. Bounce it into Chibizi. Chibizi, little jab step. Chibizi stops, Chibizi fires, Chibizi nearly airballs it, and it's taken back by the Vikings off the shoe top of Patton. Now back into the front court for the Vikings, it's Golder. Golder leaves it. No, he doesn't. Not for Nuhu. Instead on the left, Whitaker. Whitaker bounce entry pass in deep to Walker. Walker against Jacobs. Walker stops, fires with the left hand, around and in. Gets it to go, and the Vikings want to time tickets at the Golden One Center. There, I got your March plan for you. Throw in a little skiing at Sierra Tahoe, and you've got yourself a good month of March. Fowler into the front court. Fowler searching the floor. Fowler spins. Fowler to the top of the key. Stops. Ooh, nearly travels. Gives it back to Davis. Davis with under 10 on the clock. Davis still thinking. Davis thinking. 5 on the clock. Still thinking. Davis drives. Davis stops. Davis floats up a high arcing shot. No good. Rebound yanked down by Golder of the Vikings. And now the Vikings have a chance to diminish the Hornet lead from 8 down to whatever they get here. Woods drops it to the left. Entry pass in from Burke is thumbed out of bounds off the toe of Walker. And it goes back to Sacramento State. Entry pass all the way. Esposito breakaway to the bucket. Slam jam a Rooney. Oh my. Esposito's having quite a second half. Oh yes. And now Burke gives it off. Over to the right side, Goolsby. Now a dribble penetration by Woods. Woods double clutch to the basket. Falls out of the hoop. Tipped around. A scramble. And out of bounds off the Hornets. Oh, yes. We've reached the media timeout. The Hornets get back up to 10 on the big jam by Espo. Bryson Hitano in the corner. Sick, but still performing the production duties. Entry pass for the Vikings. Hornets lead by 10. They enter it to the wrong team. Isaiah has the ball. Isaiah, gets it to Fowler, to Patton. Patton gets absolutely hammered. He'll go to the line. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what Isaiah would have done to himself had he turned that ball over. Remember, last time he had a breakaway layup, and he missed it. And that time he had the breakaway and threw an awful pass. He's pumped up. Coach Katz is talking to him about the handoff, and Isaiah says, yeah, I know. My goodness gracious. It's like holding the football up over your head before you get in the end zone. And Patton drops in the first one. All's well that ends well. 49-38 Sacramento State. Well, I will say that the Vikings mounted that charge after the Hornets led 40-27. The Vikings went on a 9-2 run. And the second shot by Patton is good. So the Hornets at 50-38 right now, 12-point lead. Vikings have won 3 of their last 4. And now a drive toward the bucket. The shot off the rim, no good. The slam tip-in somehow comes out. Offensive rebound again. The putback and a foul on the Hornets, but my goodness, Walker had that ball. I don't know how that came out. The Vikings felt like the ball was regurgitating on them. And now they'll go to the free throw line. Hornets have 4 of their coaches standing, trying to figure out who the foul's on. Nuhu at the line for the Vikings. Nuhu crouches and fires. Good. Gets the first one to go. He has 12 points to lead all scoring for Portland State. Esposito with 19 for the Hornets. Patton has 12 for Sacramento State. Nuhu is 6 of 9 from the line. And AJ, as they call the foul on Esposito, there's a big controversy. Now AJ's going to the bench to try and find out the number of fouls. And the second foul shot is good. And Chibizi will come in for Esposito. So Esposito with 3 fouls will come out. They're trying to see whether it was 3 or 4. And now Brandon Davis gets it to Fowler, into Patton. Patton looks for Chibizi, but he's cut off. Now Patton puts it on the floor. He has 2 defenders on him. He still gets it to Chibizi, and Chibizi puts it up, no good, tips it, no good, gets his own rebound, and this is stuck in the paint. Puts it on the floor now, goes up with a hook shot and scores it. Wow. It was uncomfortable, but he put out a tremendous amount of effort there for 2 points. 52-40, drive by the Vikings. Vikings throw it out to the corner, nearly turn it over. Oh, and they do turn it over. A lazy pass by the Vikings. I know the Vikings are an explosive team that averaged 87 points over the last 2 games and can score quickly, so you got to really put it away when you're playing this Viking team, but they've gotten a little sloppy tonight. Fowler with it. Now to Modiahoho Liafa. Back up. Chibizi. Chibizi to Isaiah. Bounces it in for Patton. Patton's in deep. He's in trouble. It looked like he got fouled. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up with it. Puts it up. No good. Puts it up on the tip. No good. And a pull down by the Vikings. Hamrick. So Patton couldn't draw the foul there, even though he had control of the ball, and the paint was going up several times and getting his own rebound. But it traveling the other way, and Woods gets it. So I'll just say give the Vikings credit. These are good officials, and they didn't see anything down there, but Patton will score 9 times out of 10 in that situation. So the Vikings still playing some tenacious D. Some of you laughed there. Most of you didn't. Here's Isaiah throwing it back in. Jack Black. Entry pass into Patton. Patton. Oh, Patton. Oh, gets called for the offensive foul. Oh, I'll tell you, that was a dramatic fall, though. When Patton may have pushed off with the off arm, the defender flew backward as if Patton was the strongest man on earth and went all the way to the stanchion, now is lying on the floor. So it was an awkward fall, but he's smiling. And I will give you his name. It's Nuhu. It took me a minute. He was lying down there under the basket. I love being courtside because of all the things I hear from the coaches and the various stuff, but at times the vantage point when the coaches lean in or walk can be worse than it is for those of you in the comfort of your own home on Pluto TV. Into the front court, Vikings with the ball. Walker has the basketball, gives it off. Now on the right side, angle. Woods lobs it. Nuhu alley-oop under the basket. It's caught by Walker. Turnaround shot is good by Walker, and now it's a 10-point game. So here's where this is an important possession for the Hornets. It's a 10-point game with 5:53 to go, and the Vikings are going to press, and the Hornets need to beat the press and work this half-court offense. Let's see if they can do it. 5:40 to go. Bounce it to Patton. Patton in deep. Patton in trouble. Patton gets it knocked out of his hands. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 5:37 to go in the game. 52-42 is our score. Brandon Davis looking to enter it, has to lob it in for Fowler. 14 on the clock now. Fowler wants to take it one-on-one. Fowler dishes it off to Patton. Patton back outside to Davis. Davis with 8 on the clock. Davis wants to clear the floor. Davis wants to take it on his own. Davis spins toward the paint. Davis with a fadeaway shot. Good! Brandon Davis! You gotta like that. And he got in a little trot back with Isaiah looking at each other like that was cool as they were back trotting the two guards back down the floor, and the Vikings really turned it over. Ooh, my, the pass was intended for Burke, and he forgot to take it. Burke gives it to the top of the key. Long-range shot from up there. Nothing but net by Nuhu. Nuhu's been really good tonight. He has 15 points. 4:58 to go, 54-44. Hornets by 10. Into the front court, Brandon Davis has it. He has an opening, takes it strong inside, dishes off. Fowler. Ooh, Fowler didn't take advantage of the opportunity and instead gets it back outside. Clock is good as well, as long as you can have an effective possession. Fowler may have been trapped a little bit under the basket, which sticks out 4 feet from the baseline. Fowler with the ball. Fowler taking it toward the hoop with 9 on the clock. Fowler taking it back the other way. Now gets it to Isaiah for 3. A big one. In and out. Halfway down. Patton goes over the back to get the rebound. Oh, no. Chibizi puts his hand over his eyes because he didn't want his good friend Joshua Patton to pick up that foul. So Patton has fouled out of the game. That's number 5. So that's a big moment with 4:26 to go, so much so I'm writing it down. 4:26 to go, Patton fouls out of the game with the Hornets leading by 10, and that sends the Vikings the other way to the free throw line with 9 fouls on Patton. So Nuhu at the line. He gets the first one. A lot of skidding on the rim, and he got it to go. Nuhu getting ready for his second. (54-45), leading score for the Vikings. Nuhu now has 17 points as Greeley will check back in. Well, if you're a Hornet fan and you want to like the Vikings even less, the Viking head coach, I saw him drinking out of a plastic bottle that he must have snuck into this arena because it was not a Pepsi, it was not an Aquafina, and it wasn't a Mountain Dew. That can make some of our sponsors unhappy that he got that in here. Here's Isaiah. We thank our friends at Pepsi. And now Isaiah with the basketball. Isaiah over to the right side to Fowler. Fowler back to Isaiah. Isaiah backs back up with it. 15 on the shot clock. 4:10 to go. Hornets by 8. Gets it to Brandon Davis. Brandon Davis at the elbow. Brandon Davis leans inside. Brandon Davis leans again. Fakes the fadeaway. Now drives in and gets swatted. And the ball gets stolen. Back by the Vikings. This is the Vikings push right here. Let's see what they do. They get it inside to Nuhu. Nuhu blocked by Chibizi. Chibizi with the swat. He doesn't care that he's outsized there. He gets the emphatic block. Hornets get the ball back. That is the play of the game. It's not sponsored, but that is the play of the game because the Hornets' 8-point lead could have been cut to 6 there. Instead, Sacramento State has the ball back with 3:49. The Hornets 7-0 on the home floor. Let's see how they finish here. Pressure by the Vikings. Brandon Davis will bring it across the midcourt line. Now Chibizi gets the ball. Chibizi has an opening, takes it to the rack, and loses the handle of the ball. It ricochets off the glass as it's squirted free. The Vikings elect not to score quickly in transition as Burke didn't want to rush toward the basket. So now the Vikings with another opportunity. A scoop shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Fowler, but ripped away, and they call jump ball. Holland Woods was able to get enough of it to get the jump ball call. The possession arrow will go to the Hornets. So the next possession arrow would go, obviously, the other way. And so with 3:20 to go, Sacramento State has the ball back. Let's see if they can get that lead back to double digits. Chibizi up high with the basketball, guarded closely by Walker. Chibizi gets it over to Modiahoho. That was scary. And now back to Chibizi. Bounce pass into Fowler. Fowler spins. Fowler to the bucket. His shot is good. Fowler had to release it extra quick against Nuhu, who was going to block it, and Fowler was able to get the ball in with 2:52 to go, and the Hornets leading by 10. Dribble penetration by Greeley. Greeley dishes off. Now a drive and a block again by Chibizi. He thinks he's Patton out there. Jump pass up the floor to Brandon Davis, who spins toward the bucket. gets in a little trouble, kicks it out for Fowler. Fowler for three, dagger! Oh, the big one. The three ball to make it a 13-point lead. And a foul with 2:27 to go. And guess what? It's a charge. Oh, my, what momentum we had there. A great stretch of basketball for the Hornets. And a massive three ball with 2:27 to go. Entry pass comes in. Hornets have the ball. All they need to do is use time now. They just need to take care of the ball. Points are not the issue. It's clock. So this possession, you want to see them use the full 30. Now they work it to the top of the key. And, oh, Esposito has his shot blocked. I'm surprised they took that. Esposito with another three. No good off the front of the rim. Tripped our way by Trabizzi. He's coming to the press table, and he crashes into us, but saves the ball. And he's sweaty, I'll tell you that. I had to stop him. So the Hornets have the ball, 59-46. Esposito leans in, puts up the shot, no good off the front of the rim, and the Vikings get it this time, but we're under 2 minutes to go. At least the Hornets used a lot of time there. Great save in front of us by Trabizzi. Drops it in underneath to the basket. Ball deflected out of bounds off the Hornets. It'll be Viking ball. I'm just so proud of Jacobs for his unbelievable effort in this game. Entry pass will come in from Burke, and the shot no good, and a foul on Modiahoho Liafa to stop the clock with 1:39 to go. But now, Hornet fans, the Hornets, all they need to do is take care of the ball, and they won't lose this game. But the Vikings are a team that has forced now over 300 turnovers in 21 games. So taking care of the ball against the Vikings is tough. Greeley at the line. His first free throw is up and good. Greeley with 4 points in the contest. Esposito's had that big second half, has 19 to lead the Hornets. Jacobs with 10. Jacobs also has 7 rebounds, though, for Sacramento State. Golder getting ready to check back in. 2 free throws good for the Vikings. Hornet ball. 59-48. Bench yelling timeout if you get in trouble. Ball thrown all the way up the floor, and Trabizzi gets it in the front court. 2-on-1 to Esposito to the basket, but he's blocked, and the ball goes out of bounds. Oh, and Trabizzi looks at Esposito and says, oh, I should have lobbed it to you. They got a little confused. The Hornets threw a baseball pass that was almost intercepted to beat the press, and then they had a 2-on-1 to the hoop. Great defense by the Vikings. Now the Hornets just need to get it in and think, let's use 30 seconds. Fowler has it. He's single covered, so just take your time. Gets it to Davis with 1:30 to go. 59-48, an 11-point lead. And Brandon Davis is just dribbling the ball by himself because he's not being pressured. This is not what the Vikings should be doing. Now Davis with 8 on the clock. Davis drives. Davis loses the handle. He gets it back with 5 on the clock. Fakes the shot. Gets it back. Isaiah's not going to have time to shoot. Isaiah leans in and fires on the buzzer. No good. But the Hornets used the full clock. The buzzer went off. So it was a good possession even though they didn't score. Now Whitaker with the ball. Whitaker with the shot off the glass. No good, but the Hornets committed the foul. Davis is going to get called for the foul. It's the last thing he wanted to do was stop the clock there. But again, the Hornets take care of the ball, and they'll have no trouble. That last possession, to some of you, might not have been the greatest, but to me, it was 30 seconds of clock used with a shot on the buzzer. And now 2 free throws. First, no good by Whitaker. Whitaker has no points in the game. He's played 11 minutes. So the full house crowd that filled up the nest and added a couple of bleachers has enjoyed this one. As the second free throw telecast, entry pass comes in. Isaiah has the ball. He gets it in the front court for Sacramento State. Hornets lead by 10. Isaiah in trouble, gets it off, gets it to Davis. Davis runs away with the ball. Even though he was in the paint for a moment, he did the smart thing. The clock is your friend. And now the Vikings are forced into a position of fouling. And so Brandon Davis at the free throw line. So the Hornets are as good as they've ever been in Division I basketball. Coming into this game at 10-6, that matched their record that they had in the 2014-2015 season when they ended up going 21-12. Coach Katz was named Mid-Major Coach of the Year that year. Second free throw is good. Brandon Davis knocks down 2 free throws, and the Hornets lead by 12. And now here come the Vikings. Now to the left. Golder. Walker with it. Walker drives Walker to the bucket. The Hornets just don't want to foul here. Walker ends up scoring, but he takes it all the way to 35 seconds. And so that's no problem whatsoever. 35 seconds to go. The Hornets up by 10. Entry pass comes into Esposito. Gets fouled immediately by Nuhu. Esposito with 19 points will go to the free throw line. So a great second half by Esposito. The Hornets doing a fantastic job beating the press. And the Vikings were the team that's great at forcing turnovers, but tonight the Hornets have forced 24 Viking turnovers. First free throw good by Esposito. The Hornets have 10 turnovers themselves. The Hornets have 13 steals in the ball game to the Vikings 6. 2 free throws good. And rebounding, the Hornets have an advantage of 4 against a good rebounding team. 30 seconds to go, drive to the hoop, and an easy scoop shot up and good by Whitaker. Hornets just basically let him go because you don't want to stop the clock with a foul. 28 seconds to go. The Hornets will get it in. Looking, searching, and they have to take a timeout. Preparing these talking points. Up the floor, Esposito gets fouled again, and he'll go back to the free throw line. They're labeled, they're called talking points. There you go. 63-53. Esposito with 21 points. What a game he's had. At the line, he also has 5 rebounds, and his first free throw is good. So not only will the Hornets have their best start in Division I history at 11-6, they will be 8-0 at home. Esposito misses the second free throw. 25 seconds to go. Hornets by 11. Whitaker with it. Hornets just need to learn to win a Big Sky game on the road. They haven't done that yet. They're 0-4 on the road in Big Sky play. Layup good by, well, I'm obstructed. I saw who made the layup. I think it was Burke. Entry pass comes in for the Hornets with 14 seconds and another foul. So the Vikings are choosing to let this keep going. And by the way, just in case you care, it was Greeley who made that last basket. It wasn't Burke. So I think that the Vikings coach will not foul again after this one, with the Hornets up 64-55. Chibizi Jacobs at the line trying to add to his 10 points. First free throw up and good for Jacobs. Getting ready for his second, and that is up and good as well. 66-55. Hornets by 11. 14 seconds to go. This will be the Vikings' last chance here as they get it, and it's stolen by Chibizi. Outlet pass to Fowler, who could go up and dunk it, but he chooses to just dribble out the clock. The Vikings will let him do so. And Sacramento State, unbelievable, at home. 8